Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's Wildwood Tarot card of the day is the Mirror. And this is a major arcana card. It's a life lessons card as well. And this card coincides with the Hanged Man card from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And the thing that I like about this is where the hooded man looks within. The mirror asks you to look at the perspectives, the different perspectives that are out there. But what we see here is the female serpentine figure. She's holding an orb or a crystal ball in her left hand and a mirror in her other. Obviously, the crystal ball is intended to look into the future or whatnot, and the mirror is to kind of look at herself, okay, to see how she's changed, to see how she is moving into that future picture. The heron also has a pouch around the neck, and I look at the heron as the King of Vessels in this card. And the King of Vessels to me is the king of psychic ability, the king of emotions, king of water. And around his neck, he's got a pouch that holds the knowledge of psychic ability or the knowledge of the afterlife around his neck. In the background, you have a sleeping soul on a boat trying to get over to the island, and that is a symbol of a soul that has passed on and moving to an island of the afterlife. And it's the journey that that soul is on, moving across the lake. And usually at times like this, when we've lost a loved one, is where we are most grieved, and that's usually a time where we hurt the most. Because it's there's nothing we could do possibly for that person, but they moved on, and it's a piece of you that's left, okay. Sometimes it's also after a lot of searching or questing, okay, that this feminine figure would appear to you. I know for myself years ago, when I started my studies in tarot and started expanding my psychic ability. I remember I was at work and I felt there was somebody watching me. And at work, I had to wear a lot of personal protective equipment for breathing, as well as for safety of the material that I was using. But I felt like there was a woman hanging off behind me on my right hand shoulder. And I would look back with the limited vision that I could see, and I saw this gal in a red dress, probably 40s, 50s, beautiful red dress, kind of reminded me of red dress from the 20s or 30s, and in my growth, I just happened to ask her out loud, hi, how are you, and what is your name, because that's the first time I'd ever see her. And she said her name was Claire. And, I just said, okay, hi, Claire, thanks for keeping me safe. Thanks for, watching over me. But she was coming to me at a time of need as I was growing, because I was searching for something to, help me move forward. I was kind of on a quest at that point, too, to find out who I was. All right. So when she came into my life, she gave me some deeper awareness and wisdom of my studies that I had, and put me onto a couple books, and got me into a couple CD teachers and things of that nature. All right, so she was able to open up a conduit for me to learn, to gain that knowledge and to gain that wisdom, because I was searching for something. And now that I think about it, at that time, I had a lot of deep emotional wounds that I was going through as well. I seen myself trapped in a dungeon in a castle. And even though I ruled the castle, I felt the confinement of that dank, dreary, musty, dark cell that I was in. And the only thing that really saved me were my running shoes. And I remember putting on my running shoes and just trying to get out of that spot where I was at. But Claire came along at the right time, just like this serpentine figure comes along. All right. The mirror itself shows our inner reflections, and if you happen to look in the mirror, how often do we look into our eyes and try to look deep within our soul? All right. Try to look deep within and say, what am I actually doing here? What am I, trying to move forward with? All right. Is this really who I am? Again, that goes back to the hooded man, but because you're looking into a mirror, you see a different perspective. You may not see yourself the way, it's going to sound stupid, the way you see yourself in a mirror. Okay. You may see something totally different, or maybe expect something totally different for when you look into that mirror and you see what's going on. But the mirror shows our inner reflections. It shows our dreams. It shows our visions. Okay. And she's holding that close to the vest. Okay. So she knows that, close to her chest, she knows that those inner visions, those inner dreams, okay, are showing her something different than what that crystal ball is showing. Okay. That crystal ball actually shows some of the shadows of our inner life. And those are places that we don't normally, go into, we look at. We're fearful of them. We don't want other people to see those, that fear. And I know for myself, only a very few people, okay, are in my inner circle and know me for who I am. Okay. But even those few people don't go in. I won't let them into my darkest places. All right. Because, there are things in there that, are mine to control and mine to, keep locked up and hidden, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure, a lot of people are like that. We all wear a mask when we go to work. We have different masks on when we are, our activities, only when we are true with ourselves do we take our true mask off or put our true, see our true self with that mask off. All right. As I spoke about earlier, the heron is the keeper of the mysteries, and the pouch is the vessel of the hidden knowledge and an inspiration. The thing about this card, though, is spiritually and universally, okay, well, this card talks about patience, prudence, and trust. And this is a process to crossing to that island, all right, across the other side. The key here is you have to surrender your will, okay, and let spirit and the universe guide you to that answer, all right, to help you look deep within the visions, within the dreams. Spirit will come to you and talk with you. All you have to do is listen, or with your third eye, see it visually, okay? And, for myself, I can see it and I can hear it, but I'm also in tune and I feel it, okay? And, I've made this journey a couple times. One time I made a quest where I had to find a tree out in Hawaii. I was told by a shaman to look for this tree, and I quested for about a month and fasted, and sure enough, I found the tree that I was looking for, and it's the tree I talk about in the on my website, spiritspath.com, and that was an awesome quest. And during that time, Haleakala came back to me, and he ended up introducing me to Pele, the goddess of the island, and what powerful messages they have. And years ago when I was on this quest, this is what helped me start down this road 4 or 5 years later where I'm at. So those spirit guides literally, okay, help me along, okay, as well as my own spirit guides. Claire was there along the way too. okay, as well as another male figure, Bob, who came to me. He's given me insight, and then I have a little friend called Angela. She has given me that childlike, playful characteristic to remind myself to, think like a kid, act like a kid sometimes. It's all right to, splash yourself in the puddles and things of that nature. So all these spirit guides, as well as my soul family guides and masters, they've guided me down the road when I'm really hurting, okay? When I'm really looking for inspiration and wisdom, okay? And we've all been there. But the key is, and I've learned this over the years, is not to push hard. It's to let spirit kind of take over, okay? You have to surrender your will to spirit. You have to surrender your will to the guides, okay? And let them handle those issues on a universal spiritual level, okay? So that way, they're taking care of that burden. They're moving forward, to help you out. All right. When spirit's able to discern all that, that's where the healing begins within. That's when you realize, okay, all right, I've let this go. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. And this is up to the Lord or to the universe. Help me heal this. All right. And, maybe some of this resonates with you, for those that are going through cancer treatments. All right. Or, maybe it's a loss of a loved one, or, a breakup of a long marriage, or, somebody that you were deeply in love with. It makes you see things from a different perspective. It makes you understand that, life is about love. And, the universe loves us enough to, doesn't want to see us go through all these confrontations and trivialities and things of that nature. The love is supposed to, encompass all of us. And so we can spread it out to everybody else. But when we are so confined by all those fears and all those things that are going with us, we don't have that room for love. And it's very hard to emanate love to other people. But once you let go, okay, and let spirit, let the universe, let this heron, let this serpentine figure take over, okay, that's when inner healing can begin. That's when maybe that heart begins to, mend a little bit. Or, you start to come out of that dark space where you're at, okay? Because light will cure everything. Love is light, and love is there for everybody. And, and that will cure a lot. First of all, though, you have to love yourself. You have to get out of that area. So let the journey begin, okay, and awaken to a new awareness and energy. Once you know that healing started, start branching out, okay? Start taking that forward step on your spiritual path, on your spiritual journey, and feel that new awareness, looking at things from a different perspective, trying to understand it from a different perspective, okay? And let that new energy kind of fill you up and propel you, all right? Let that energy, work as a healing tool within, okay, and move you forward. And, once you do that, then you're ready to go ahead and start dealing with the world and all the challenges that the challenges have for you. So that's a synopsis of the card of the day, the Mirror from the Wildwood Tarot deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, and it resonates with you, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. We're new and we're growing, and I do appreciate everybody who signed up so far. And looking forward to the comments off of this card. If there's anything else that you'd like to know, please leave them in the comments, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Dee from the Spirit's Path, and have a good day, everybody.